Invincible.
Yep. Welcome to Player Circle Sports, where the players come to play. I'm your host, Laurent. I'm with my co-host, Mark, in France. And we're going to be moving on to the NFL. The upcoming season, 2017, the NFC East is already boding a lot of heat coming from Josh Norman, where he had interactions with Odell Beckham throughout the years, and even Dez Bryant. And he had a few things to say with the upcoming season, where he says, "Trust me when I tell you it's going to be bad blood this year. You think the NFC East didn't like each other before? This year, right here, there's going to be a lot of fines and maybe some suspensions." He even went further to say that his own safety, DJ Swearinger, they really don't give a quote-unquote. And I know that he's referring to, and I know that they don't have many people on the offense who do on their side, like who do care. And he also said, like, in the 2015 season with Odell Beckham, because of the beef they had, it caused the wide receiver from the New York Giants to receive 4 penalties, 3 personal fouls, 1 game suspension for the NFL, where Josh Norman even further quoted, when people get physical tough, like the Minnesota game, he likes to act out. He's a kid. He's a big kid, man. He tries to be tough. He tries to put on this persona, which he is not. He does things that he normally wouldn't do because of all the pressure he added and the hype he has put on his whole persona. He's not this type of guy. So coming back to the conversation, what do you guys think this kind of pressure this puts on the NFC East this season, and what of the ongoing quarrel between Josh Norman and Odell Beckham Jr.?
Well, first, I want to discuss whether or not it was smart on his part to do that. I think it's absolutely stupid what he did, because now, if he does a hit that's borderline illegal, they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because he straight up said, "I'm going to play dirty this year. I'm going. I don't care about fines or penalties or whatever."
Yeah.
And the NFL might even let the other players off the hook now, because they're going to be like, he was going after them. It wasn't the other way around.
So they'll be more lenient, like you're saying. They're going to monitor more. I agree with this. Go ahead.
Personally, I think he did it because, if you notice, what kind of hype train does Washington have right now?
Exactly.
Zilch. They have nothing. Like, the Giants got better, the Eagles got better, Dallas is Dallas, right? They're on the up and coming, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Washington. Yeah. They have nothing. They even lost Deshaun Jackson.
They had certain pickups, but I mean, not proven yet.
Not proven, so they don't really have much going on. And then with even getting more personal, I think with Norman, he did it because last season, and it wasn't his fault, but all the good receivers, they stayed away from him last year. So there was no hype on him last year. He didn't really, on Josh Norman. So I think he's just trying to hype the train up on himself and the Redskins. Now, with France, I agree with what France said, that I think it puts a lot of pressure
on Josh Norman
and the Redskins now. I think too, though. Like he put so much pressure on himself and the Redskins by making these comments, because you better bring it.
Yeah, he also said his safety doesn't care. So now,
so now the whole team, essentially, it's almost like he's saying the whole team doesn't care.
Safety, DJ Swearinger, of course.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Like, the NFL is gonna be more on him in all games if he plays too tight or whatnot. But what about the Odell Beckham comparison? I mean, in 2015, he did cause Odell to have 4 penalties, 3 fouls, and a game suspension. Like, he got into Odell's head. Clearly.
I think. So
what about that beef?
I think Odell has matured a little bit, and now that he knows that Josh Norman is coming after him, he might
take the high road, maybe.
Like the team is gonna prep him too. They're gonna be like, okay, he's clearly coming after you, so just let it roll off your back, and we'll pressure the NFL to do something.
I think he might take the high road and just let his game speak for itself.
He's still gonna get a few flags though.
Oh, of course, they both are. I think they're both are gonna get a few flags.
And this is why I completely disagree with you guys. Like, Odell is Odell, and he always will be. Last year, he was insane. He was doing all kinds of stupid stuff, man. Like, he went off on that. There was that whole net thing where he made love to the net and everything. He did all that stupid stuff. I mean, I don't think,
which is considered illegal, but we'll talk about that in the next segment.
But I don't think he can change. So I think basically Josh Norman made these comments because he knows damn well that's going to get under Odell's skin, and he knows it.
Yeah.
And he's calling him out. He's been doing it for years, ever since he was with the Panthers.
So it's a coin flip. It's 50-50. He might take the high road, or he might just stay true to himself.
Yeah.
Anything else further comment on this beef?
Nope.
And speaking on further beef, let's see what Josh Norman had to say about Dez Bryant, the Cowboys wide receiver. As for Bryant, the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver doesn't impress the star cornerback. He also said this: that's a guy, just a guy. Dez was Dez in 2012, 2013, 2014, maybe in 2014. Now he's the guy. Norman said he doesn't wow you. For me, at least, he doesn't. For other guys, he probably will do the worst for them because he'll bully them. But you can't bully a bully. He's referring to himself, obviously, as a bully. You know what I'm saying? That's why the game doesn't resonate to me. You know, so what do you guys think of that? Like, I think this will be must-see TV for the NFC East coming in the fall. Like, there's a lot of hype, but I think it's kind of a little bit disrespectful.
I think you're gonna be disappointed because when Dez Bryant allegedly threatened Josh Norman off the field, basically he said something about like, I'm gonna deal with you off the field or whatever. He got a lot of flack for that. And plus, Dez Bryant has a much better team. So he's just going to say, like, okay, look at the scoreboard, and that's it. He's going to walk away. Yeah. So I don't think...
He even said he'll let all hell break loose this offseason.
How are you going to be able to let the scoreboard do the talking when you're going to have Josh Norman in your face the whole game? Because that's who's going to be covering him. And you know Josh Norman's going to make it his... No bones about it. He's going to make it his personal thing.
One-on-one Dez, one-on-one Odell.
Okay, I would say keep talking while my team scores touchdowns, whatever. You can keep talking. That's the only fun you're gonna have on the field because we know you're not gonna win.
The thing is though, is it disrespectful when it's kind of right? I mean, Dez Bryant is not Dez Bryant anymore. He's not.
No.
He's half the man he used to be.
He's declined a bit, but he's still a very good, efficient receiver. Like at least second option.
But Dez Bryant's peak is higher than Josh Norman's peak, in my opinion.
Very untrue, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Because I'd say Josh Norman is like he's right there. He's ready for. He's one of the best. He's one of the best corners.
No, one of the
in the
best.
league.
Yeah. Shut down.
No, but when Brian was in his prime, I think he was better than Josh Norman.
Oh.
Yeah, but Josh Norman's only been in the league a little bit.
I thought your comparison would have been Dez Bryant versus Odell in terms of wide receivers. Obviously, I think Odell's going to peak a bit more.
Yeah.
So from Josh Norman's vantage point, I think not only is he increasing tensions to have this one-on-one feud with either Dez with the Dallas Cowboys or Odell Beckham Jr. with the Giants, but I think he's trying to get into their heads, clearly. Yeah. He wants to knock them off their game. But the flip side of that is he could probably knock himself off his own game with the added pressure he needs.
Plus, he knows it's the only way he has a chance of winning. It's the only way.
Especially now, because the Redskins, come on. They're not what they were.
What I like about this feud is that the Eagles are still there quietly. You know, they're going to do their thing this year.
Well, it's funny because
they might come up in the ranks.
He went on to also say, though, about furthermore about the Dez Bryant, how he could cover Dez Bryant, no problem, and everything like that.
He mentioned the Eagles?
He mentioned Alshon Jeffries. He's like, I would actually like to guard him because at least it'll be a challenge.
Wow.
That's pretty much what he went on and said.
I agree.
You know, so.
Okay.
But hear us out more on Player Circle Sports. We'll be talking about our next segment about the NFL being a bit loosening up more on the celebrations, end zone celebrations, team celebrations. But we'll talk more about that. France Laurent out.
Here we go.